Okay, so I have my palette here, and I'm going to start mixing the colors. I usually doing it with my palette knife, but today I'm going to do it with my brush because I'm going to do it real fast, so you can see the colors. And I'm just going to be adding some colors to both of these paintings. So the first thing I want to do is I want to bring down a little bit of the color of the sky, which is above, and that's kind of a Payne's gray. So for those of you, you might use a little bit of white. If you had an ultramarine blue, you could use that. I'm just happening to mix this white, and I have a little bit of my cerulean blue here, you can see, and then I'm adding a little bit of this green just to pump it up, and I have a little bit of this. I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to leave some of that in my brush. I'm going to bring some blue and some white. I'm going to move this over here. Now it has a little bit of green in it. And you can do it with your palette knife, but I'm just matching the area here. And what I want to do is I want to bring in some of this sky color. And I'm moving my hand just back and forth so I can get that blue in there from the sky, just in some of these areas, because they wouldn't be in all of these areas. They would only catch where the reflections are. And depending on where you're sitting, some of you might have those reflections as lighter or darker, so they might be combining with the green. They also might be combining a little bit with the brown in the water. And you really want those strokes to blend, and you want them to be light. They have to go on very light. I would use a fan brush, very small brush, the round brush that comes to a point, so you can see all of those reflections and still keep the idea that they are reflections. You can kind of smear them here. So now I'll show you up close. I have these blue areas that I've bought, you know, into this area of the canvas. Okay, and I'm going to keep doing that. For this one, I'm going to bring in a little bit of dark areas, and I can use the same brush. And what I usually do is I'm going to add some purples in here. So I'm going to show you how those shadows pop. And probably I'm going to make a beautiful ochre here, probably a yellow or something more like a yellow oxide. Okay, I'm going to bring in some of those purples, and you can see I haven't really cleaned my brush because I want to keep that all of those colors relating to each other. And then I added some green into my purple, and I got this wonderful color blue. Okay, this is a green and a purple and a blue, and oops, and I can bring these colors in here and I'll show you. I'm going to make this a little bit darker. And do you see how this blue, you don't really need your ultramarine blue. You can really make a great dark blue again using those two colors, okay? And you can see how that just pops. And then I'm going to work around all the shadows to bring this out. Okay, so that's what I want you to do when you come here and set up. So I'll see you in a couple.